So I was about to post this video that's talking about how the Democrats and Gavin Newsom and the press office of Gavin Newsom, they're mocking Donald Trump in MAGA. And then I came across this video clip of Josh Shapiro speaking. And y'all needed to see this. I'm putting it at the beginning because I've never heard this man speak. And he just reminds me of a young Barack Obama. I'm just going to be honest with you. So go ahead and watch this, and then the video with the mockery of Donald Trump and all of those people, it's coming.
Yeah.
So was the release of the federal funds a mistake? Like just yesterday, Vice President JD Vance said, you know, he called the court order absurd. Do we think that the release of the funds was a mistake, or is it a direct result of you guys going to court?
Well, let me answer both the JD Vance piece and the other piece. This is as a result of us continuing to push legally with the judge, and the judge ruling that no longer would there be a partial payment, but the full payment. And the moment we got that ruling, Secretary Arkush went into action, pushed that button, and got the dollars flowing again, the federal dollars. And look, as for JD Vance, I mean, I got to say, look, I think America has a president, a vice president that don't give a damn about all Americans. They have made that crystal clear. And I mean, at least with Donald Trump, he's transparent about that. JD Vance is a total phony. And let me explain why. JD Vance rose to some prominence by writing a book about growing up in Appalachia, where there's a whole lot of people who get snapped. He made millions of dollars on the backs of telling their stories, and then he turned his damn back on those very people who he likes to write about and claim as his own. Here's another thing JD Vance claims. He claims to be a person of faith. I know my Bible, and my Bible teaches us that we are to love thy neighbor. That's right. And we are to feed the hungry. Deuteronomy says, if you see a person who is in need, you don't give them a clenched fist, you open up your hand. So for JD Vance now to turn around after claiming all these things his whole life and literally go to court to stop hungry people from eating, that is not only phony, it is shameful. And this is who is leading America today. And folks got to wake up and realize the people who are leading in America quite literally want to keep people hungry. That's right. And you'll excuse me for getting emotional about it, but when I see hungry people in my state who are hungry because of JD Vance's bullshit politics, that makes me angry. And that's why I went to court. And that's why we're funding SHARE. And that's why we're putting dollars back on people's SNAP cards, because that's what the people of Pennsylvania deserve, and America deserves better than JD Vance.
Gavin Newsom, the press office of Gavin Newsom, and now whoever is running the Democrats' Twitter page are coming at Donald Trump hard, and he deserves it because he has used social media in this way. Since he has been on there, he's been attempting to bully folks, insult people, and people need to come at him. But this is from the press office of Gavin Newsom. I'm about to just go through a bunch of tweets that I have gathered up. So the press office says, Dozy Don is back. And then they share this picture of Donald Trump falling asleep. He is falling asleep in public. This is the leader of the free world right now. Now, I can understand. I fall asleep just like this while I'm watching TV with my family. It gets late. I get tired. But I'm not the president of the United States. And the funniest part of this whole situation is Dr. Oz is talking about the issues with sleep when it comes to obesity, and he has fallen asleep on camera.
People can sleep again because they can breathe as when they go to bed. Folks whose knees don't hurt. People who don't have heart attacks, renal failure, dementia. All the things we know are associated with obesity and much more.
And Outspoken responded to the press office saying, and then he woke up, and shares this picture of Donald Trump looking extremely concerned as this man named Gordon falls out, has his legs up because he fell out during this press conference. Here's another angle of Donald Trump looking super duper concerned at this man on the ground right here. And then he just stands there like someone needs to pull his little string so he can start talking again, or as if he needs to be wound up again. He literally looks like he's looking into space, looking for like someone needs to push a button to restart him. Whoever thinks that this person is healthy is out of their mind. This is not a healthy response. Someone is over here having a medical emergency, and you would think that like he has no brain function at this particular point in time. Like there's no little blips on his little machine that's going through his brain or his heart. He has no empathy or sympathy or anything for anybody. This is the sign of a sociopath or something. Definitely a narcissist, but we know that already. During that press conference where Dr. Oz was talking, RFK Jr. is talking about weight loss drugs. Donald Trump calls them fat drugs, but RFK Jr. says, what about the people who live in food deserts? This would be a lifesaver for them, because obviously if you're on these fat drugs, you don't need to eat so much. Bam, perfect solution. All right. And so the press office reshared that no SNAP or affordable groceries for you, only Ozempic, or like I said, Donald Trump calls them the fat drugs. In that same press conference that I've been showing you where Donald Trump is looking down at that man named Gordon who fell out. When he fell out, RFK Jr. booked it. He moved as if he had left something on the stove. He forgot to turn off the stove, so he had to get away and go turn off the stove real quick. It was like some fried chicken. He had to go turn it off. But this man named Chad says, ER nurse here, RFK Jr.'s response to someone collapsing is not a normal reaction for someone who's expected to be the nation's top health advisor. He's obviously as healthy as a 7-Eleven hot dog that's been rotating for 7 to 10 business days. That's what his skin is emulating. Not healthy at all, but that was RFK Jr.
But today,
here's the moment. Watch him right here. Watch him. He had to go.
Yeah.
This comment from Tom was hysterical. So RFK apparently ran away because he was afraid of catching the heart attack disease because it travels through autism when you take Tylenol acetaminophen. That's science right there. Hashtag science. Hashtag scientifical. Sue says his brain worm told him to run. Patty says, but only if you're circumcised. That is the catch. What is wrong with people? I don't know. I mean, it's as dumb as the rest of this administration, so it matches. They go together. This man named Mark is giving their interpretation of what Fox News, and I put news in quotes, what Fox News says. Donald Trump springs into action when man faints in the White House Oval Office. Oh, you gotta love the leadership qualities that he embodies. Now, please brace yourself for this next picture that is coming. And let me just go ahead and give this trigger warning real quick. If you are drinking or eating anything, just push it to the side. I'm giving you 2 seconds. 1, 2, okay, maybe 3 seconds. All right, let's check this next picture out. This says The Lion King, but this is really a picture of him jumping into duty as well. So I just needed y'all to see that. Whoever made this, they are so out of pocket. But this says The Lion King because, yes, he just jumps into action, but he's also a Lion King. Now, Cray Cray Nation did this in response to the Democrats. Cray Cray Nation says, yet the not smart crowd cheers him on. Let's see what this is in response to. Whoever's running the Democrat social media is just as petty as Gavin Newsom's press team, and I am here for it. So it says Trump last year, starting on day 1, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. He said that last year. It says Trump now. I don't want to hear anything about the affordability. He said that. He said that he does not care about the affordability. It doesn't impact him. It impacts everybody else, but he doesn't want to hear about it. They did this spoiler alert. Trump did not make America affordable again. Once again, the Lion King. Spencer Hakimian shared this Lie Social post. He captions it with, Trump is now calling to investigate American cattle ranchers because they raised the price after his own stupid tariffs limited global supply in the United States. Let's look at some of Donald Trump's latest Lie Social posts. He's trying to do everything that he can to distract away from Republicans getting pummeled on Tuesday. Anyways, let's look at this. He says, I've asked the DOJ to immediately begin an investigation into the meatpacking companies, and he capitalizes meatpacking companies who are driving up the price of beef through illicit collusion, price fixing, and price manipulation. We will always protect our American ranchers. No, he doesn't. He's a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. And they are being blamed for what is being done by majority foreign-owned meat packers who artificially inflate prices and jeopardize the security of our nation's food supply. Action must be taken immediately to protect consumers, combat illegal monopolies, and ensure these corporations are not criminally profiting at the expense of the American people. I am asking the DOJ to act expeditiously. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He obviously did not write this post. Obviously, he put expeditiously, and I highly doubt that this man can spell expeditiously. Yeah, you're not going to make me believe that, but they are really trying to distract, look over here, look over here. This whole SNAP situation is so ridiculous to me. The judges have told Trump to release the funds, and he's like, nope, I'm not going to do it, not going to do it. I want to make sure that they're hungry. So he is taking this to the courts to say, I demand that you let these people starve. And so, but now he's like, okay, I will release the funds for now until we devise some kind of legal argument to figure out how we can not pay out SNAP. He is cruel. These people have voted in a cruel person, but MAGA will never admit to the fact that they voted this in, and they would have to push back against their dear leader, but they won't do it. Anyway, this is Gavin Newsom saying, Donald Trump is literally fighting in court to ensure Americans starve. He does not care about you. Here's this article from ABC this morning. It says, just in, the Trump administration has asked a federal appeals court to issue an emergency stay of a judge's ruling ordering the administration to fully fund SNAP. And like I said, the newest breaking news is that he will pay out the SNAP benefits until they figure out how they can stop paying it. He is disgusting. He's out here renovating bathrooms and demolishing the White House or whatnot. But feeding people, that is not top priority. All the while, so many jobs have been lost. They said that over 150,000 jobs have been lost just this October, but it's probably all the accumulated jobs that have been lost because so many people lost their jobs back in the spring when Doge came through, when Elon Musk or Leon Scum came through with his chainsaw, basically cutting so many people's jobs. But those people had severance packages. That's the reason why I said September and October were going to be atrocious. And that is what has happened. I'll end with this picture. I captioned it groceries. I invented that word.
The pervasive fear that one illness. There you go. You okay? I'm right here. I got you. Yeah. No, you're okay. This happens when I talk too long. You'll be okay. Here, why don't you go? You got it? Yeah.